Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're talking about the secrets airlines and airports are actually keeping quiet about. These aren't your average travel tips. I'm talking about the stuff behind the scenes. Tricks, tactics, even loopholes that airlines would really rather you not know. Once you learn these, you'll never look at air travel the same way again. Whether you're a frequent flyer or someone who flies once a year, this video will make you smarter, sharper, and a whole lot harder to trick. Let's jump straight into it. Number 1. The weight shuffle before takeoff. Let's start with something that happens right before your flight takes off. Ever been asked to move seats for balance or told the flight is full when you see empty rows? It's because every flight has a weight and balance requirement. The airline might ask certain passengers to move to distribute weight evenly, but they'll never explain the full reason, because it could freak people out. They quietly do this balancing act so the aircraft handles properly during takeoff and landing. It's all calculated, but they prefer not to highlight it. Number 2. The real reason for flight overbooking. You've probably heard about flights being overbooked, but here's the truth. It's not accidental. Airlines deliberately sell more tickets than seats, assuming some passengers won't show up. What they don't tell you is that this is a revenue-maximizing strategy. They calculate the no-show rate using data and intentionally sell beyond capacity. If everyone shows up, boom, they start asking for volunteers or bumping people off. So if you're traveling during peak season, check in early and get to the gate on time. Late check-ins are the first to get booted. Number 3. Your boarding pass contains more info than you think. That piece of paper, or even the digital boarding pass, has coded information that says way more than just your seat number. It can include fare class, which determines how much you paid, priority level, ticket restrictions, and sometimes even whether you were a last-minute booking or used points. And here's the twist. Airline staff judge you based on this info. It can affect how you're treated, from upgrades to how flexible they'll be if your flight gets canceled. Number 4. Early boarding isn't always an upgrade. Most people think early boarding is a perk, but it's often used to control passenger behavior. The earlier you get on, the longer you sit. This gives the illusion that the flight is running smoothly, even if it's delayed. Also, if they can fill overhead bins fast, they're more likely to charge late boarders to gate check bags, which brings in more fees. So, don't feel bad boarding later. Sometimes you'll spend less time crammed in a tight seat. Number 5. Water and coffee on planes. Think twice. Here's something gross. The water used to make coffee or tea on planes. It doesn't always come from a sealed bottle. Many airlines fill the coffee pots with tank water from the aircraft, and those water tanks aren't cleaned nearly as often as you'd expect. In fact, multiple FAA studies have found bacteria and mold in them. That's why flight attendants usually don't drink the coffee themselves. If they're skipping it, maybe you should too. Number 6. Mechanical issue. Can mean many things. You've heard it before. Your flight is delayed due to a mechanical issue. But that could mean anything, from a serious engine check to a broken tray table. Airlines use vague language intentionally to avoid raising alarm or triggering refund requirements. Sometimes it's not even a safety issue. It could be a paperwork delay, a minor repair, or waiting for a part. If a delay stretches over 3 hours, though, depending on your country or airline, you might be entitled to compensation, so make sure to check the rules. Number 7. Dynamic pricing is watching you. Ever notice flight prices change every time you check? That's not a coincidence. It's dynamic pricing, and it's based on your cookies, search history, and even the type of device you're using. Airlines monitor demand in real time and adjust prices based on who's searching. Mac users are often shown higher prices. Searching repeatedly for the same route, you'll likely see a price increase to pressure you into booking. Pro tip: use incognito mode. Clear your cookies or switch devices to compare pricing more fairly. Number 8. Flight crew codes and secret lingo. Flight crews have coded language they use over the intercom that most passengers don't understand. For example, if you hear "Mr. Sanderson" to the front, that might be a code for a security issue or disruptive passenger. Code Adam could refer to a missing child in some airports. They use these to avoid causing panic, especially in emergencies. You won't find these in any public manual. They're trained during onboarding and kept hush-hush for a reason. Number 9. Why planes make you turn off devices. Airlines still tell you to switch off your devices or turn on airplane mode, but the real reason isn't always interference. Truth is, modern devices barely affect aircraft systems. The rule is more about reducing distractions during takeoff and landing, when crews need to focus. It's also a leftover policy from older technology days. So yes, airplane mode is still technically required, but it's more about discipline than danger now. Number 10. Lost luggage isn't always lost. Here's the truth. Most lost luggage isn't lost at all. It's just misrouted. What airlines don't tell you is that they use internal baggage tracing software, and they often know where your bag is before you do. But they'll still make you wait 24 hours or more before doing anything official. And if your bag is truly gone, they'll try to reimburse you as little as possible. That's why you should always know your rights and photograph the contents of your suitcase before traveling. It helps with claims a lot. Number 11. Airport food pricing games. Ever wonder why everything costs double inside the airport? Well, it's not just rent. Airports often control the pricing policy and take a cut of the sales. Even fast food chains have to inflate prices to meet airport agreements. It's why a $4 burger outside becomes $9 inside the terminal. You're paying for the captive audience effect. That's why it's smart to bring your own snacks, especially on long layovers or budget flights. Number 12. Cancellation versus delay language loophole. If your flight is delayed 5+ hours, the airline might say it's delayed instead of canceled, even if the outcome is the same. Why? Because saying canceled triggers automatic compensation rules in many countries like the EU or Canada. Delays? Not so much. It's a legal gray area. So if your flight keeps getting pushed back hour by hour, they might be avoiding the word on purpose. Tip: ask a gate agent directly if you're entitled to any voucher or hotel stay. Many won't offer it unless you ask. Number 13. Cabin pressure and fatigue. Do you ever feel drained or foggy after a flight? That's not just jet lag. That's low oxygen and dry air in pressurized cabins. Oxygen levels in a plane can drop to around 75% of what you'd get at sea level. Your body works harder during the flight, even if you're sitting still. Combine that with dehydration, and it's a recipe for feeling awful. That's why hydration is everything. Skip alcohol, bring an empty water bottle to refill after security, and snack on water-rich fruits. Number 14. Airlines track your behavior. Some major airlines track your customer behavior across flights. Did you complain? Did you ask for upgrades? How often do you travel? All that goes into your passenger profile. If you're a chronic complainer, they might label you as such. If you've flown 12 times in 6 months, you may be flagged as a VIP without ever joining a loyalty program. Treat gate agents and attendants kindly. They can access this info, and it can influence how you're treated. So, there you have it. 14 airport and airline secrets that most people will never hear about, and airlines would prefer to keep under wraps. Now that you know how the game is played, you can travel smarter, dodge the traps, and even save yourself a ton of stress and money. If you learned something new today, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this, and drop a comment. What's the craziest airport experience you've ever had? Thanks for watching, safe travels, and I'll see you in the next one.